Yeah.
We're recording now.
Right. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to everybody for all your comments. Because if it wasn't for those positive comments, I don't think I'd be sat here doing this now. So thank you guys.
That's a good start. How do? We're going to have a little chat first, guys, just to get nice and relaxed. It's been months coming, this. It's a massive thing. Been a few parts this. They'll be about 40 minutes long. I'm going to put them up in a row so you guys, you know, you're not waiting or hanging about anything like that. Don't know how many parts there'll be, but you know, if someone's going to tell us their life story, then we're not going to cut them short. We have a little bit of a plan, which is no plan.
No, just go with the flow.
Just go with the flow. I'm going to call you Lisa today, not LJ. And take it away.
Right.
Shall we start when you're 3?
Yeah. Well, when I was 3, that was when I met my stepdad for the first time. But the first time I met him, it was my mum had got married.
Yep.
Yeah, because she was getting pressure off my nana for, you know, to move out with me, because it was just me, her, my nana, and granddad. And those were good times. Those 3 years, I remember them really well. They was really good times. And then after that, it's like boom, this cloud just came over me, and it never left. Because as soon as I seen my mum and Alec walking up the garden path, my nanny gave me a box of confetti. Do you remember the confetti?
Oh yeah, of course I remember confetti. What?
Right.
So basically, at 3 years old, you're meeting your stepdad, and basically it's your mum's wedding to him.
Yeah. So this is the first time, well, from my memory that I can remember, it's the first time I met him. And when I looked at him, the eyes locked on. Like I said, it was like this big cloud just came over me. It was like a feeling. It was horrible. It was like my heart just sank into my stomach, because I knew that there was something about him, and I was only 3, and that's the thing. But I'll never forget the feeling. And I threw like confetti over my mum. He didn't get a snitch, him. But no, he was nasty anyway. He was horrible. So after that, we moved into 13 Burstead Street.
Where's that?
In Abbey, not far from here. And that's where it all started. The first 2 years weren't so bad. Well, the first 2 years I just had to put up with Alec. He was the nasty one. You know, like...
He was your stepdad's brother?
Yeah. No, that's Stephen.
Okay.
Alec was my stepdad.
Okay.
Yeah. The sexual abuse started when I was 5. That was with Stephen. That went on for 8 years till I ran away from home. That was, but we'll get to that. Anyway, where am I up to now?
Right, deep breath.
I know.
I know you're nervous. It's horrendous. I'm going to help you through this bit as well. So there's 2 guys in there.
Yeah.
There's your stepdad, his brother.
Yeah.
Your stepdad, it's physical violence and humiliation.
Yeah.
You've got lipstick on your teeth again.
Oh God.
You've got to tell her last that, guys. If she's got lipstick on her teeth, let her know. Come on. Oh. And Alec was his brother, and that was sexual abuse.
Yeah. Alec used to do things like, you know, the physical abuse, but that was when my mum was at work. She had 2 jobs.
Yep.
So she'd work in the day, and then she'd work at this labour club at night till about 12:30. And I fucking dreaded it. I dreaded her going to work every day at 6:30, because I was left with him. Do you know what I mean? And like, he'd hit me for nothing, and you know.
But it was snidey, weren't it? He's not punching you in the face.
Not at that time. No, it was like the slaps and like the slipper and stuff. But he was. I remember him once. He was decorating. He was doing the ceiling, and I'm 3, 3, 4, and he says to me, to pass him this screwdriver. I'm sure he called it a Phillips or something.
Yeah,
It's
Phillips
Phillips
screwdriver.
or Aussie drive, yeah, something like that. So I don't know what one of them is. At 3-4 years old, so I picked it up and I started going up the ladder with it. And he's coming down. Well, it stuck up his ass, didn't it? And he went fucking mad. He said, right, get that piece of chalk. And he made me draw a circle on the floorboards. I thought it was some kind of game or something, me. And he made me stand in it. He says, right, and don't move out of that till I tell you. I had to stand there for hours till he'd finished doing what he was doing. He was that kind of person, really, just cringer. Like, he'd had busted lips off him before, and he'd say to my mum was fighting, you know, stuff like that. So I couldn't say anything then. Well, I didn't say anything because I was protecting my mum at the time. I didn't want, I thought if I told my mum, then he's going to start on her, do you know what I mean?
Yep.
And I loved my mum. My mum was like my life the first 3 years and that, and then he came along and that was it. So I had this overwhelming feeling like I had to protect her because I knew she was in like a situation that she wasn't going to be able to get out of at that time. Even if she wanted to, she didn't know how. Do you know what I mean? So I just put up with all the beatings, and like he left me once with a slipper. Oh my God. I thought, oh, it was about 60 times. It actually left a bruising, you know, the
your
top
legs,
part
your
of your
backside?
foot, yeah, on my fucking backside. And my shorts covered it. I remember going downstairs and you could just see a tiny bit of it. And when we was going to Deadale Park, you know, the Easter Festival, and I was 5 at this time. And my mum, she's like sorting my shorts out, and as she went, oh, what's that? There, bruise. And as she went to lift it up, he jumped in there and says, oh, she fell down the stairs. So that was it then. Didn't get looked at, do you know what I mean? So that was another thing that I kept to myself. I kept a lot to myself. And then at 5, that's when Stephen, he deafened me as well in the left ear. Partially deafened me at the time. He could have totally deafened me, the doctor said. Once again, fighting, you know.
How clear are these things in your mind now?
Very clear.
Still?
Yeah. Yeah, they'll never... And like this, telling this story, this is part of my healing. My spiritual healing.
Yep. It's,
you know, getting it out there and releasing any emotions that I've got about anything.
Well, hopefully, you know, I'm not saying the things aren't still going to be there, but...
No. Well, it's not something that, like, plays on my head anymore. Because, like, they're on the radar now. Even though they got away with it, they're on the radar. The courts didn't want to put me through stuff because Dawn, who happened to, Alex's daughter, first daughter, well, Stephen molested both of us, and she stopped coming down there. And I knew why. But if her mum knew why, I just wish her mum would have said something, you know, and then it probably would have stopped. But wishes and buts, ifs and buts, you know. What happens, happens, and I've got to deal with it. But yeah, it is. It's as clear as day in my mind. Stephen, oh God, dirty pervert. Dirty pervert. So I had to put up with the sexual abuse for 8 years, and that was happening then.
Till you were
13.
13.
I ran away from home at 13. It was in the Manchester Evening News.
Was it? What, when you ran away? Why were people looking for you?
My mum was on the radio.
Can I say it because when we had our first chat, you did say, when I asked about your childhood, even everything you went through, you said, you know, you had a good childhood and your mum was a shining light.
Yeah, she was. Yeah. Like, she made my childhood fun. Like,
did your mum
it was
suffer
all
at
love
all?
with my mum.
Did your mum suffer?
Well, behind the scenes, she was actually suffering as well.
And you didn't know this till years later?
No, didn't know. Didn't know half the stuff until, like, recently. She told me, so, yeah.
So 13 you ran off, what was the outcome of that?
Oh, well, I was missing my mum too much then. It was like, you know, I thought it was like trying to hint and but I couldn't say what was going on, you see.
Yeah.
I actually got the buses to Bolton, Little Bolton, and that's where Stephen lived, you see. I don't know why I went there. I just wanted to get as far away as possible, and I ended up there. And there it is, round the corner from him and his wife's.
And how long were you away then?
It was only like 2 days. I missed my mum, you see. I think it was it a day, night? It was only a night and day. I rang up the next day about 6 o'clock, and this CID came, brought my mum and my uncle Pete. My mum told to come and pick me up.
Did people have a clue that something was going on?
No, not even then. But the CID, when they interviewed me, like, he knew something wasn't right, because he said that to my mum. But, you know.
What about schooling, can I ask? Did you...
My schooling went Pete-tong from when I was about 13.
Were you in school regular till then?
Yeah.
Despite what was going on?
Yeah, I loved school.
Did you?
But I did, you know.
Did you like school because you were away from home?
Yeah, as well, away from him.
That's sad, that, but, you know, it is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah, even though he worked and that, it was just away out of that house. I hated it. I hated being around him. Every day for me around him was like that. Can you imagine being like that inside?
No, I can't. That's the
day?
thing, I can't, because...
and it affected my schooling. Well, because I wasn't paying attention to...
Do you think, now at schools they have like these safeguarding teams, groups of individuals, lads and lasses who are there not to give lessons but for kids? If kids are struggling with school, if there's problems at home, they're like sort of school social workers. Do you think if they'd have had them back then, that...
Something...
or do you not think, do you think you'd have just kept it to yourself anyway, like lots of people
No,
do?
I probably would have, because in the end I ended up phoning social services myself.
How old were you then?
13. It wasn't long after I ran away from home. But when I ran away from home, the sexual abuse stopped.
When you returned it?
Yeah, that stopped, but it was Alec that I still had to deal with. So I couldn't take it anymore, put myself in care. And ended up in a home in Maston. Yep. Wasn't fucking...
Did you go back to school? You left school at 15, didn't you?
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah. I couldn't concentrate or anything like that. But at this point, my mum had left him then. Mum and Alec had got split up. Divorced.
Were you still in touch with your mum then?
When?
When they split up.
Oh, who? Was I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was still living with my mum. I was 15.
Right.
Yeah. We ended up like moving around the corner. It was my mate's mum that took us in, because back then, didn't know what help you could get, and then in the end we ended up in Whitworth Mansions in Moorside. It's like for homeless families, and then my mum got the flat in Openshaw in the house. So yeah, it was all right then. It was all right. I was buzzing though when she left it. God, I was buzzing. I was absolutely buzzing. This is how he made me think, yeah. Top of the stairs of a terraced house, right? Idiot is in the frigging loft, right? Falls through, ass first, yeah. So his arms and legs are in the air, and just there's boom, loads of fucking bricks at the bottom of the stairs. Well, Stephen was there at the time, so Stephen was pushing the door open, and I'm looking up, and I could just see his ass, and I'm thinking, right, all he's got to do is just fucking drop. Tumbling downstairs and break his fucking neck on them bricks. That's what went through my head. That is how he made me. That is how, that is how he made me.
I don't think people are going to be shocked at that, to be honest.
I was laughing my head off though. I couldn't stop laughing and praying at the same time. Please let him fall.
So, 15 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've done with school, haven't you?
Yeah.
You got your first job.
Oh God, don't. People are going to laugh probably now.
No, tell me about your first job.
Right, well, it was in the evening news, this advert and the advert said, receptionist needed for health studio, right?
Yep.
So I thought it was just like health spa, you know, gets in. I still didn't click when I'd gone for the interview. I still didn't click till I started the job. Because there was no girls there, just this pregnant receptionist. And I'm thinking, this house, it was like, well, you know, 3 floors. And I'm thinking, God, is this a bloody, you know,
was it
a
clean?
health spa?
Was it clean?
Yeah, it was clean. I didn't get to see the rooms at this time. I just walked in, so I thought, oh, fucking hell, and I'm thinking to myself, I wonder where the gym is.
And what job did you go for?
The receptionist job, because I still thought it was a normal health spa. I didn't know it was a bloody sauna, did I? So anyway, I starts the next day, and I still didn't click until the woman, Candice, came in, and she sat down, and she was dressed in like suzies and all, like no suspenders and stuff, in her underwear, and I'm thinking, what's going on here? I still didn't click. And I says, why are you dressed like that? Like, she says, it's a sauna there. I'm a working girl. And what? She said, I'm a working girl, positive. I went, oh my God. I said, I didn't fucking know. I said, I thought it was a proper health spa. Because I didn't check the rooms out or anything. And yeah, so she got a kick out of that.
Did you keep
so
doing
that's how it started.
Did you get paid? Was it a paid job, a proper job?
Yeah, it was like £40 a day, which is good when you're like fucking 15 back then.
Of course it is.
And plus, you know, tips off the girls. So yeah, it was coming out at about 60, 70 quid a day. Tax free.
First job. Nice.
Shouldn't have said that, should I? Yeah, so that's how that started. But from there, I actually did work at McVitie's once. So it wasn't all, you know, I did have normal jobs. Yeah, I worked in Noble's Amusement Arcade as well. The big one, it used to be on the corner. I was only 15, and told them that I was 18. So they didn't click for about 6 months. I loved it there. Yeah, it was alright. But that's how the sauna game started. So that was easy to go into then.
While you were working at the health spa,
yeah,
as it were, did you do any proper work?
What?
You know,
while I was working there?
Yeah.
No. I was just working there.
You were just a receptionist?
Yeah.
So.
Oh, you mean working? Oh, fuck, see what I mean, guys?
Yeah.
Right, not with it. Right. Yeah, no. Yes, I did. There. It was about 2 days later. I felt like I'd been set up because I walked in and there's no girls there and she couldn't get hold of anybody and she practically begged me to give it a go. So she said, I'd do it, but I'm pregnant. And she was out here. She said, I've got to do reception now all day. She'd been on all night, so I just fucking went for it. So I just flew over to the market, got a rig out, and
can I ask you a couple of serious questions?
Yeah.
Though? So the abuse thing's never right, yeah. So, you know, most people 15, 16, 17, you get a bit curious, you get a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever whatever you're doing. So you sort of bypass that, haven't you? Because, you know, your childhood's gone, as it were, your innocence is taken away, which is horrendous.
Oh, God.
So was it very difficult, that, or did it
going into
not natural is the wrong word. Did it not scare you?
It did at first. Like the first client that I had, fucking hell, my hands were sweating.
Did you have to spend time with them, or was it?
No, you spent like half an hour. They pay for, like back then they used to pay on the door.
Yeah.
Like 10, 15 or 20.
Yeah.
And then they paid the room, like fucking menu.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's it. But the first one that I actually seen, yeah,
can you remember?
As hell. Yeah, he'd never been to one, so he told me. So I felt a bit better then.
Did he know how old you were? Obviously not.
No, 16. I was just.
Were you 16 then?
No, I was a couple of months out of being 16.
Okay.
I think it was. Yeah. Was it? Hang on. No. Hang on. I was 16 because he had a flat in Abbey Court there. Yeah, I would have been 16. Just.
So how long did you stay there?
Gosh, about a month, 2 months,
Yeah.
about a month, 6 weeks or something, and then some guy, this Australian guy, Alan, I'll never forget him, he was dead nice, rang up from Blackpool. They got his receptionist, when he was a receptionist,
Yeah.
to ring up. I think she was just ringing around all different saunas.
Yeah.
For girls to go up and work. So me and this girl went up.
To Blackpool.
The next day they met us, and we got put in our own flat. Like, never got married, never seen him.
Can I ask you? Was it like an interview? Did they just ask how old you were? Were there terms and conditions? Did he ask how much money I'm gonna get?
Yeah, they want to know. Yeah, they want to know your size and everything.
Yeah.
Well, like, yeah. So, but everything was paid for. Like, you know, I didn't have no bills, electric or stuff like that. He paid for that. All he took was the door money, which was right, because I was getting like 100 and between 100 and 150 in the room.
At 16?
Yeah, that was a day.
You say it was a good gaff?
I mean, not a day. That was like 100 for half an hour,
yeah,
and 150 for an hour. It was, I think it was, yeah. And they'd pay like 10 or 20 on the door. I can't remember what it was.
Can I ask? You know, how many sort of people did you see a day?
Oh gosh. Do you know what? You can see up to, wow. The most I've probably seen, I'd say, would be about 16 or something. 16? In a day, yeah.
So how much brass were you on?
Like,
excuse the pun.
Away, how much money? Fucking hell, grand. Work it out. Like, well, there's like 1,600 if it was 100 quid each.
So he put you in digs?
Yeah, that's a day. So,
was it a nice flat?
Lovely. Lovely, it was really nice. It was upstairs as well.
Who sorted the clients then?
I had a receptionist, Nikki. I think she was called Nikki. Yeah, she's nice.
Yeah.
She used to, you know, just give the description and stuff over the phone and
get
them in, and then she'd have a set wage, which was 50 quid, and she'd end up leaving with about 200 quid sometimes because a tip.
Tips.
Yeah.
So was that? Are they sort of happy memories? Was it a good time?
Yeah, it was. I had some fun times. The only part is when you have to lie back and close your eyes and think about England. That's the times when, you know, but 9 times out of 10 it's like over in, you know, seconds, so it's not that bad. Yeah. People have the wrong idea about it sometimes, and it's not always like full, like, you know,
sex,
you know, they can just come in and want you to fucking beat them up or something. You know, so all different kinds.
Did you feel safe doing that there?
Yeah, because I wouldn't have done it on my own. No way, I wouldn't have stayed there. I wouldn't have done it on my own.
Is it because you got the receptionist?
Yeah.
Did all the lasses have a receptionist?
Yeah, you need one. So that they want, you know, if you're busy. Yeah. I come out of the room once, about fucking 6 of them sat there. I thought, oh no.
You've said this before when we've chatted before. Is the small talk hard work? I'll just shut the door.
The small talk?
Yeah, you said.
Oh yeah.
You know,
it can be.
The worst part is not having the sex or doing whatever you're doing with people.
Yeah.
It's like the fact you're in the companies.
Yeah.
It can be awkward.
I mean, you can get some guys, you know, that you just click with and, you know, just funny and, you know, easy, so you don't mind in that sense. It's the awkward ones, you know.
Well, I can imagine.
I did have some laughs though, you know, with girls. Oh yeah. You know, but laughs about some of the things what they've had to do in the rooms. Oh God. Oh, I could tell. Oh God, loads of funny stories I could tell you.
Well, we might do some funny stories when we do the prison funny stories. So, can I ask you what sort of hours you worked?
I think it was 9 till. I worked just normal hours, you know, 9 till 5 it was.
So it was like an office job, really?
Yeah.
Quite a well-paid office job?
Yeah.
Can I ask you what you did at night? Did you party, socialise, have fun?
No, because I just stayed, because I was up there on my own, didn't know anybody, only my receptionist.
Yep.
And Alan, and his, let's call her PA.
Yeah. You did say that he used to take you out once a week, all the girls, did he?
Yeah, he used to take us out, you know, meet us for the drink and stuff. Yeah, it was alright.
So,
not bad. I just used to go for a walk up the beach because it was right on the coast.
So as if you know, as working girls go or whatever, quite a safe environment, shitloads of money.
Mm-hmm.
The guy was really good. That's probably as good as it's going to get, isn't it?
Yeah, apart from the money.
Apart from the money.
Yeah. You don't mind, you see, you know, when you're getting paid, like, instead of these poxy like 40 quid for half an hour and all that stuff, in Blackpool it was just totally different.
How long did you stay in that job then?
God, I stayed there for about 6 months. Must have, yeah. From there, I got on a train to London, a night train to London, overnight.
So I've got to ask, you know,
I was one of these. I just couldn't stay.
Well, even the money, that is really good money. Were you still in contact with your mum?
No, at this time, no. It fell out.
Were you a bit of a free spirit at this time?
Yeah, well, everything had come out then about, you know, Alec and stuff. Yeah. So I went into rebellion mode again. You know, trying to play the blame game, and I couldn't, because it was my choice to like not say anything. It was my choice to protect my mum. So you see, in an argument.
Do you know what? So many people, you know, sort of beat themselves up and that.
I know.
And you know, take a step back. It's obviously not easy. You know, the easiest thing to do would, for you to know that that's very, very wrong, and someone you could approach and say, right, and so it gets stopped early doors. This is my whole thing, me, with educating kids and
because parents just ask the kids, like, God, every day if they have to, you know, if they've been out on the site, you know, anyone touches you where they shouldn't, you make sure you tell me.
That's what I mean.
Let your kid feel confident in being able to think. I mean, it was a lot different back then, wasn't it?
Well, you didn't know your mum was being abused, did you?
No.
So here's the thing, right? Because a lot of people say, you know, I can imagine people saying, well, your mother must have known or whatever, but
no, she didn't. She didn't.
These people are clever and controlling.
Cunning, yeah.
You know, you're here sort of going, you know, I started playing the blame game.
Yeah.
You know, it's guilt and that. So not only abusing kids or whatever, you're putting guilt on them as well.
Exactly.
However, quick reminder, you and Mum like that.
Oh, yeah.
And your family and your kids right now.
Yeah.
Right, we can carry on now. You're relaxing now a bit more, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
So we're on the train to London.
Yeah.
We've sacked Blackpool, all the bright lights and...
I know. Well, you know what, wasn't it? Blackpool was my favourite, I suppose, for the money anyway, and for the peace, and you know, because you got the ocean and stuff. It was nice. London, it was going like from a quiet serenity to wow.
Yeah, but tell me why?
I was just one of these that I don't know what I was running away from. That's what I've always done. It's just like run away. If I can't handle a certain situation, instead of dealing with it and facing it head on, I'd fucking run.
Yeah, but what was your situation in Blackpool?
What I was running from.
You were safe?
Yeah.
Getting good money, looked after, got a geezer who looked after you.
Yeah. I don't know what I was looking for. I was looking for something more, because like, I didn't want to do that. Didn't matter about the money, I didn't want to do that, because I felt like
I asked you that. Did you see, I've never I obviously know lasses who've sort of dabbled or whatever, but I've never sat chatting to anyone. See, a lot of people, I'm quite sure that people are judgmental. There were areas in Sheffield, like red light areas. You obviously, as a kid, you know, red light areas, see the girls and that.
Yeah.
And there was a bit of an industry starting round about the millennium. You know, little houses, little saunas and things had starting up. But I'm sure people drive past and make judgment without having any ideas where some of these people have come from, or, you know, maybe. So I was going to ask you that. So do you sort of feel like, I don't know, like...
I mean, I've come across violent ones before. You know,
how do you manage that?
Not wanting to pay. Fucking the best way you can, I suppose. Like, there was one guy parked up in everything. This was outside though, when I worked outside.
Right, let's go back to London. Let's go back. Let's pull you back to London. you got off the train. Tell me about London.
Well, I went down there, well, just for the change, I suppose, and the nightlife, because I was a raver. I loved raving.
90s kid partying then.
Yeah, definitely. Techno, house, drum and bass, all of it. I loved it.
Ease.
No, do you know what? I've had, I think, 1 or 2 love doves. Two love doves in my life, yeah. And, like, they wasn't for me. I was happy with me lagers, me Holston pills. It was back then.
God, I remember getting drunk on that stuff. That's a headache from hell.
I'm telling you. Oh, God, yeah. Bottles of Holston pills, it was. And I was lucky, actually, to get them in there, because when you go in raves, it's just pure water. It's like,
so it's like 17 now. You've landed in London, rave scene and everything.
So obviously, to survive, I mean, it was hard to get a job down there. I was just one of these freelance people, just, you know, just out there. And it was a girl that I met. She actually, that was the first time I ever tried crack.
Oh yeah.
I was with Malika. She was nice. She didn't want to give it us at first. It was me and my mate.
She a bit older?
A couple of years, I'd say. A few years, yeah.
You're about 17?
Yeah, I'm about 17 this time. So, because I'd met a girl called Chaz. She was like my best mate down there. We was booked in the hotel and that together. Well, we actually, we was in the same hotel and that's how we met. And we just started going out, working with each other, you know, having each other's back. So if she got in a car, I'd take the reg. And if I got in a car, she'd take the reg.
So literally, so I can understand it, you know, you've landed in London, you obviously took a bit of money with you, but you just, did you go and work where other girls were working? Did you know where to go and work, or?
Well, look,
do you know what I'm saying?
I landed in a hotel and it was right on the beat. I didn't know.
Or was it? So you were pretty much.
It's like I was placed there, because it's like I've had to go through all this in my life to get to this point now. You see.
Yeah. Okay. So you're going out. Did you get any grief from other lasses like you see on films because they had patches, or is there plenty of men?
Yeah.
Or people to go round?
Yeah. Yeah, you didn't. No, you never used to get any trouble around. Undercutting people, you know, girls wouldn't be happy about. Like, you know, they're charging whatever, and you're taking a tenner
what
off
sort
it or
of
something
prices
like that.
was?
Down in London, God, anything from 50 quid. Outside, yeah, 40, 50. It was all right. We weren't too bad.
Did it have more danger than Blackpool?
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. Definitely. The atmosphere and everything's totally different.
Really?
Yeah. It is. If you're out there on your own, it can be a scary place. London, like, but I was one of these that was never fazed by it. It's like a loner, if you know what I mean. I didn't choose to be alone. It just happened.
You did?
I was most alone through. But I think in that game, everybody's alone. In the end,
yeah, probably
you mix with people, whatever. But at the end of the day, you're on your fucking own.
Well, yeah, I suppose you are, aren't you?
Yeah, if you haven't got your family around.
So you did say, which surprised me, that you preferred working on streets to like Blackpool or whatever because
it was quicker.
There's no chit chat.
Yeah,
you do the deed.
Yeah, and that's it. Over and done with.
So despite being a bit more dangerous. Not on the same money, then.
Yeah. But, like, that's why we always, you know, we used to have each other's back. So if she got in a car, and we knew where each other would go, you see, you know, which spot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'd time each other, we'd give each other like 15 minutes, 20 minutes tops, and then, you know.
So you're partying in London, raving, you're working now. Did you make any contacts, or you know, a lot of lasses on the streets got pimps?
Some have, but
do you get approached for that? Right. A minder. What I'm thinking is, that a lot of people, or so you're led to believe, like you're working for someone, so somebody might have 5 lasses on the street, so he's watching them, he's sort of looking out for them, but he's also taking money
off him. I've never come across anything like that.
Really?
Yeah. But you come across a lot, like couples, and the partner will always be sat, you know, on the other side of the road or something, watching and bloody counting how many clients they're doing. And I just used to think to myself, yeah, just used to think, how the fucking hell can you sit there and watch your missus to get you jumping in a car? Because it was all drug based, you see. So, you know.
What, they're both using drugs?
Yeah, you know.
Are a lot of the girls using drugs?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's the main reason why a lot of them
Did you get to know a lot of the girls personally? Did they have like backstories like you? Did they end up doing what they're doing?
Yeah.
A lot of them?
Yeah. The first one I met, he was actually, his parents were like well-to-do, you know, high up there. He had a sex change and they disowned him. So, and he ended up out there and on drugs and stuff. So you see, it can happen to anybody. I mean, I've sat and had smokes with solicitors. Yeah, and
you mean the drugs game can take anyone in?
Oh yeah, especially the crack.
Do you think
crack
it's
that they hide, you know, these solicitors and stuff like that, people like that you come across? It's mainly the crack. You don't really come across anyone that touches heroin in professions like that, but the crack, yeah, fucking at anybody. Anybody. Definitely. Heroin can though, but you know heroin's more dangerous.
Have you started dabbling with drugs then now? When you're in London, have you started dabbling with drugs?
Well, that's when I had my first taste of crack.
I'll just stop this little bit. Go on.
Yeah, crack cocaine. That girl that was saying I met down there, she didn't want to give it us, but, you know, pestered us, she gave it us in the end. And that was it. Oh my God. It's that fucking first one. That's it. It's like a chain reaction then. You don't stop. You can go through grands in a night. I've seen men, like there was this one guy, I think it was called Earl, he had Mercedes, Jaguar, beautiful house. He was a millionaire basically, and he lost a lot to drugs, and I couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe how someone can go from way up there to right down there, and it happens so quick. But it does, that crack, it draws you in, because once you've had a pipe, like it's that feeling of, like, it is a nice feeling, but it's when you're coming down, oh my God, you can sink into depression like that. And you know, suicidal thoughts could come in your bloody head. But the craving for it then, oh, I want another pipe, that's it then. So you got that voice in your head, I want another pipe, and you know, it's a feeling, and that's it, you give into it.
Hold that thought. Part 1. Yeah, hold it. The feeling, give it into it.
Yeah.
Back soon. Thanks for coming. I'll do. Back with part 2. She won't thank me for this, but she's just taking the lipstick off her teeth. Hold that thought. Crack. Right, we're on crack.
Yeah.
Go for it. Guy with Merc. Can I just say?
Yeah.
Obviously, there'd be more in prison. One lad I remember coming on K-Wing, proper down and out. I would say, if I hadn't known mental illness, not, you know, mental illness is a changeover. Really not well, bit crazy. All the lads were saying back in the day in Manchester, top lad, millionaire, had everything. Started on crack, and he was only a young lad. He was about 28. He was wrecked.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame because, you know what, I feel lucky because I've got out of it, and I feel blessed that I have the willpower and the strength that I have got, you know, in spirit, to actually get myself away from that life. Do you know what I mean? And cut all the people out that was associated with drugs.
We're not missing it all out because it's a story.
Oh yeah, sorry.
London.
Right, London.
You've had your first go at crack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I just ask you the drugs thing, because this is important for me. You're still only 17, so you've been through a lot, you know, verbal, physical and sexual abuse. You're still only 17, 18, you're in London, so that is some mad, crazy life.
Definitely.
You're not blaming anything for your life, are you?
No.
You're not blaming...
No, my choices.
But the drugs thing, did that just come because of the game
that was,
as you were in? Or just... What I'm saying is...
everything out. It was,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it was a feeling, you know, it was just like, when you have heroin, it's like an overwhelming feeling of well-being. But you see, that feeling you can also get, I've said this before, is through ascension. So the natural way, you know, not the devil's way.
So when you're 18, this after crack, did you go to heroin?
Yeah.
Straight away?
No. That was given to me in a spliff. I said that, I think it was in the 30 questions. That's when I first tried it, but I didn't know what it was. I thought it was just weed. And it had a funny taste.
Was this around, how old were you now?
Same. A lot happened when I was 17, 18, yeah. I was down there for 4 years, so I was about 16 and a half when I went down.
Yep.
And I came back up here when I was 19 and a half, yeah.
That's 3 years that, but I'm not going to hold you with your maths. So let's, did you just keep friends with your friends you went down with this last? Did you stay friends with them? Did you just carry on working on the streets? Or... Just
carried on working on the street. I only had one friend that bothered with. That was the one that we used to book in the same hotel and stuff, you know, share a room and stuff, so we worked on our own. But she tried it as well, the same thing, you know, it hit her, and it's like, fucking hell, this is unbelievable. And I ended up down King's Cross then, either selling it or buying it or working.
How were you sell? Were you buying it to sell?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, but then I stopped. It was too much of a headache. So it was like, that's where I used to get it. That's where I used to get it from. And I met this guy called Tommy Jitterbug. And he was a London gangster, that kind of thing.
Yep.
And, you know, back then, he had money from what I've seen, you know. He taught me how to wash the coke into crack form. And that was when the raid happened. Funky now. King's Cross raid. Well, I was fucking hiding there one time because he
what did they raid? The gaff where you were living?
King's Cross. No, it was like, it's a courtyard. Yeah. And there's loads of flats on each side. Yeah. And in every flat, guaranteed, there was drug addicts. But there's one flat where...
working girls as well.
Yeah, there's one flat, and they all used to go to buy the stuff or, you know, smoke it or do whatever they're doing in there. So there was a lot of drugs going around in this one flat. I mean, I think it was 20 or 40 stones on me. What? No, £20 a piece. It was either 10s or 20s, I'm not sure. I think it was 20s. But, well, yeah, I was holding him for Jitterbug. And I didn't fucking know to crutch it and all that. I just panicked. I looked out the window and seen all these red dots.
To crutch it? Yeah. By that, do we mean hide it within yourself?
Yeah, we
okay. We no need to explain that anymore.
Plus, you have tights on anyway. But I seen these red lights outside when I was looking down, and I thought, fucking hell, am I tripping or what? It looks just like loads of... Yeah. Next thing, Dee, she's looked out the window. She's noticed what it is, really. Fucking laser. She's shouting, raid, that was fucking it. Fucking everything went up in the air. Well, I just fucking launched him, didn't I? I just threw him. Do you know what I mean?
Blind panic.
Yeah. Fuck that. I wasn't going fucking all the way.
Had you ever been in trouble with police up to now?
No, only for working. The police used to, like, they pull you over.
Yeah.
They used to take you to court back then, but you get £100 fine. But then you have to go back out and get the money to pay the fine. So they ended up quashing all that all over, you know, not taking them to court.
Exactly. You know,
the only person they're hurting is themselves. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So, where are we up to now?
We're just saying.
So the raid, the raid. So that was it then, fucking cuffed and everything, getting took out. I've just seen all these lights. It's like stage lights. For oh no, I put my head down like this in shame, and I'm walking.
The press were there, weren't they?
Yes.
Why were the press there?
Me.
What was it called, that operation?
Bumblebee.
Operation Bumblebee.
Yeah.
You know what? You're not the first person that's mentioned Operation Bumblebee.
No.
No.
Oh God, it was fucking mental. It was mental. There were so many people in there. They must have took, oh God, they must have took about 30, 40 people.
Let me ask you a question, though. Did any of the people at the top of the food chain get taken out, or is it all...
Do you know what? I haven't got a clue what happened to a lot of them, but...
The people are locking up at addicts, aren't they?
Yeah.
And people lower down, like yourself, who are selling for other people.
Yeah.
We're not getting major criminals, are we?
No. It should be the dealers, isn't it, that you target? Because...
Can I just mention this. When I went to Sheffield, I saw my first crack house. Yeah.
Sure.
Because, I've probably seen other crack houses, but not only crack houses.
Yeah.
I said to my mate, because he just popped in his house, I said, what is going on there? Because people come in and go, he said, it's a crack house.
Mm.
I says, if you knows, everyone knows. He says, yeah, of course they do, cops know. He says, at the end of the day, they know where it is.
Yeah.
If they move them out, it's going to open somewhere else. As it is now, they know where it is and they can watch it or do whatever.
Yeah. And you know who's who.
Well, yeah, exactly. So,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So, did you get locked up from Bumblebee?
No, just got took and strip searched. That was it. I didn't have nothing on me, did I? So, thank God.
Did you ever get arrested when you were in London?
No, just for that and the working. That was it. Never had a record, no.
So, London, really, you were working, partying, but sadly, that's when you became addicted.
Yeah, after the raid, I was fucking hiding then, though, all around King's Cross, me dodging Jitterbug. He wanted to kill me, someone said. Tommy Jitterbug's looking for you.
Did you Did you have a few grand's worth or whatever?
No, we only had like 40 stones on me, but I think there was like 20 quid. Things coming out.
Badass.
Yeah, £20 each, I think they were. Yeah, I don't think they'd done tens back then. But yeah, so I was hiding, dodging. And
So,
if I can, well,
Go on.
if I can remember, I used to drive it looked like an all glass Jeep from head to toe. It was mad. I'm sure it was him. Anyway, go on.
So that's when your addiction started in London?
Yeah, on the crack, not the heroin. Because once I found out that he'd been put, this guy had been, Ragger had been putting in this spliff.
Yeah.
I stopped smoking it then. But you see, he tried to get me to go out to work. King's Cross, cheeky fucker. So I done one. But nah, I'm not going out there bringing you money back. So I ended up getting off with just what I stood up in, Sam.
And where did you go?
All my stuff was at my mate's flat where I was living.
Is this when you left London?
No, but this is when I left, like,
King's Cross.
This guy, because he tried to get me to go out and work. He had a motive, you see. Yeah, he thought he'd get me hooked on the heroin. Yeah, I'd have to do it.
Do people do that?
Oh yeah.
It's very cliched, isn't it?
In the fucking weed, you know what I mean? That's naughty, that. And it made me feel funny, but it was a nice funny. If you know, like how can I say it? It's like a hug in a mug. It's like just a warm, ready breath glow kind of thing.
I'll give you a description. Warm, fluffy clouds that wrap you up.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's like. And you forget about everything then. But at the end of the day, it's all still there, And then you've got to release all that. Right now, like I said, been through a lot. What I've been through, it's made me the person that I am now.
We're not finishing yet.
Oh no.
So you leave. Why did you leave London? Just had enough?
No, my granddad, he had a couple of heart attacks. So
you come back to Manchester?
Yeah. Come straight.
Did you get back in touch with your mum?
Yeah, it was my mum that told me. She told me to come home, so I did. I hadn't seen her for 4 years.
So were you back in touch then? Yeah, your maths not good.
3.
Yeah.
I'm not good with words, but you know what? I write. I don't talk like how I write, if you know what I mean. When I write, it's not how I speak. Is that normal?
I don't know. I don't think anything's
I love
normal.
writing, but yeah,
I don't think anything's normal. So you come back to Manchester. So did you sort of carry on doing the same? Did your mum know what you were doing now?
Yeah. Yeah, I told her I felt
Did she judge you? Or
no, just check.
was she worried, obviously, being your mum?
Yeah, very worried. While I was down there. She recognised me on the news though.
In Operation Bumblebee.
Yeah, getting fucking
wow. Do you know what? I'm laughing now. That must have been for a mum.
Oh no.
That seeing your daughter.
Even though my face was blurred out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She recognised you.
Yeah. Thought, oh no.
So how did you, as it were, career continue in Manchester?
That's when I started at McVitie's. When I come back from London.
Oh, normal job?
Yeah.
How was that?
I don't know. Just ended up. I was living with my mum.
How long did you work there?
Everything was normal. You know.
How long did you work there?
Oh God. Only about 4 or 5 months. I fucked that one up, Sam, because I went in and I'd had a fucking drink. Fucked it up, so because I was working on the machines.
Yeah. Were you using drugs still?
No, I wasn't smoking crack or anything. Didn't even have a clue where to buy it down here. It was only in London, and it wasn't an everyday thing. That's what I mean with that, because I could take it or leave it, because it's a psychological thing, isn't it? I mean, if you have a smoke, yeah, guaranteed. Once you've had that, you want more. But like when I wake up, I can go back to normal. I'm not going to sit there thinking about it like you do with heroin, because you know your body needs it and your body's crying for it and you can't function. See, that's how it becomes with the heroin, you know. At first, yeah, it gives you all the energy in the world. You can fucking run a marathon, you could run from here to Yorkshire, yeah. But as time goes by and it's getting into your immune system and becoming part of you, literally, it's when it's coming out here. Oh my God, horrible. And your brain, you can't think straight at all. And that's when people like kill themselves, when they're in that withdrawal process, if they've got nothing. If they haven't got that cycle, they haven't got the
strength.
The willpower to, like, you know, it is hard for some people. I feel bad for some people, you know, like, who I know and that are still on it. And I'm thinking, oh, if I can do it, you can do it.
You can't help people though, can you?
No, they have to help themselves. That's it. So.
I read a book, Billy Moore.
Oh yeah.
Billy Moore. So he asked me to review his book. Billy's got his own demons.
Yeah.
So he struggled with heroin and that. And reading his book, it is a dark book. I'll put a link to the title in the description. But stupidly me, so rehab, my own mind, you know, rehab itself, I'm thinking, well, you know, I'm thinking that everyone's there to help people or whatever. Yeah. So he talks about an expensive one.
Priory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he also talks about a normal sort of NHS one, and arriving there, you know, wanting to get yourself clean, and the people in there are all bang at it, taking anything they can. They want to know whether he's brought anything in with him. And they just carry on. They just carry on doing exactly the same thing that they're doing on the out.
Yeah.
But they're in a house that's supposed to be rehab with people there and social workers and the like. And the Priory one, you know, even worse.
Yeah.
You know, people sort of thinking that...
What, has he been in there as well?
Yeah, he has. And it just left me flat.
Yeah.
Because it didn't give me any hope for people.
No.
Have you been in rehab?
Mind-boggling, isn't it, really?
Have you been in rehab?
No.
Let's not lose track.
I thought there's no point.
Let's not lose track.
If I was going to do it, I had to do it hardcore to respect the fucking thing. Yeah? Because that's a drug that you have to respect. If you don't know nothing about it, don't take it. Do you know what I mean? But you do. When I say respect, I mean, like, you know, don't, how can I say it? How can I put that? No, don't take it for granted.
Listen, I'm sure everything has been said and talked about with heroin, but people are still using it.
Yeah. It's horrible. I can't believe the amount. You know, my era from high school. I can't believe the amount of people that I used to go to school with that ended up on it. Some of them still are.
Do you think it's
that's a pandemic in itself.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
We don't deal with it very well either, do we?
I don't get it, mate. And how's it still getting in the country? You know, it's a joke. I don't think they do enough to stop it from coming in.
Well, I don't think they'll ever stop it. What I think they need to do is legislate and have some control over it or whatever. There's plenty of places that have had models and they've worked it and they've had success, but you know, it is what it is in this country.
It is.
Let me get you back in Manchester.
Yeah, in Manchester. Matt Vitters sacked on the spot for going in a little bit tipsy.
Yep, just shut door.
Because like I was still in that rebellious
Still
mode.
young.
That self-destruction. That's what I meant. Not rebellious, self-destruct. I was on self-destruct mode. I didn't like myself. I didn't like who I was. I didn't like what happened to me. I thought it like defined me, but it doesn't. You know.
Still very young then, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Did you at that age, or did anyone ever say to you, or was like therapy or counselling?
No.
I'm kind of thinking that therapy and counselling are very weak.
Yeah, I refused it.
Did you?
Yeah. I found it hard to talk about it. You know, really hard. And I didn't want to talk to anybody about it. And so I pushed it to the back of my mind. And that was it. Self-destruct mode happened then. You know, you think that you know what, it's done with, but it's not. Because it's always there, and it affects parts of your life. Like, there was a time when I couldn't change my eldest lad's bum. You know, it was 2:30 in the morning. I didn't even shout at his dad. I rang my mum. I was fucking hysterical. I was just crying. I said, Mum, we gotta change his bum. She came round. It was 2:30 in the morning, that. So it does affect you in certain parts of your life. It can just be like, boom, right, you've got to get rid of this emotion. You don't know why it keeps coming up, you know, when it's what's the name? But suppressing it doesn't help. You see, and I'm proof of that, bloody hell.
But like you say, you suppress it yourself because you don't want to talk about it to people.
Yeah. And that's why kids need more confidence by the parents to be able to talk.
Thank you. This is what I'm saying in school.
Yeah.
Deliver talks and...
Because it can be embarrassing for a child. You know. That's, yeah.
Well, Childline in itself, when it come out, great idea.
You feel like you've done something bad.
However, yeah. You know, getting people to phone up. People won't phone or speak on the phone to people now. I text people. I started texting them, shit at texting. I phone and they never answer the phone. Yeah. So, you know, saying to a kid, there's a line here that you can call. It's not going to happen, is it?
No. But I think it is. It's down to the parents to, like, you know. I mean, my mum said it to me, but not like how I'm saying it. Like, I remember it saying to me, like, on a one-off, you know, if anyone ever touches you, like, and that just stayed in my head. But I couldn't. I knew that I could tell my mum, but I couldn't. I had to protect her, and I was embarrassed as well. I thought I'd done something wrong as well. It wasn't nice. Oh, horrible.
Right, let's move away from that.
Yeah. Anyway, Matt Vitters. What comes after that?
You got sacked. Did you go back to being a lady of the night?
Yeah. It was always a night hawk.
Is that?
But going from London to here, it was like boom. It was like from nightlife all the time to no nightlife. You know, it was like a 7-day-a-week thing in London. Here it wasn't. It was like, so that was a big, like, wolf. It wasn't as busy. You know, it was more laid back here. And but you know, I appreciated it more because I thought, wow, them 3 years have gone fast. And then when I thought about it, I thought, wow, how fast is it down there? You know, and what I've done, wasting my life. And I still carried on wasting my life because I was still on self-destruct, not realising. So I'd do things, you know, and think after, you know, instead of like, but Anyway.
Did you go onto the streets of Manchester?
Yeah, I did. That was when was it? I moved out of my mum's then at that time. Where the freaking hell was I living? I was doing a lot of sofa surfing. Tell you the truth. Wait, no, hang on. I had my kids.
Right.
I had my 3 lads after I come back. I was 22 when I had my first one.
Yep.
23 when I had my second, my twins. So yeah, so we had them. I was with the dad, was with him for 8 years, or was it 10, something like that, 8 or 10. We lived in a 3-bedroom house in Clayton. It was nice, it was lovely.
Yeah.
Still got the DVDs, you know, like the quiznings and stuff like that.
Could you still not settle?
No, not in myself. And that's when the drugs happened, the heroin, because I remembered that feeling that I got from when I was in London when I'd first tried it. Yeah, when it was in that split, and I remembered that feeling and like how nice that feeling was and how free it makes you feel.
Is this while you're living? You've got your nice lifestyle.
Yeah, and see, self-destruct, fucking destroyed it. Lost it all really. My kids went to live with the dad. He ended up with another girl, someone else. They've got a few kids together now. So it was when my eldest was about 5, 6. My twins would have been 4. Yeah, that was fucking heartbreaking, that. But I knew it was the best thing for them. I got even fucking... I mean, if you look at the DVDs that I've got, yeah, the clips, I'll show you one day, you'd see the kind of lifestyle that I had. It was gorgeous, you know, always driving. The house was beautiful. No, it was me inside, you know. I had things that I had to deal with.
So at this point, you're not taking drugs, now. You've got a good lifestyle.
Yeah.
Do you know what? A lass said to me, and I found it deeply sad when I asked her about, she'd been in quite a few abusive relationships. And I said, what is it? You know, I see a lot of people in abusive relationships go from one to another. And she said to me, I'll tell you what it is, Sam, it's comfortable and it's what you know.
Yeah, it is.
So,
is true.
So did you struggle really to settle down?
Yeah, I was happy settled. Don't get me wrong, I was happy, but I wasn't. It was something within me that was that self-destruct button.
You think that was your childhood that come back to haunt you?
Probably, yeah, subconsciously. It came up when I couldn't change my son's nappy. It was from that point then, and I started smoking it in a spliff. Yeah, I didn't know about, you know, chasing the dragon and that.
Yep.
So I started smoking it in a spliff because that's how it was given to me.
Yep.
And like that feeling again, and it just blocked everything out, and everything was just nice and as it should be, but it wasn't as it should be because I ended up with a fucking habit. If I'd have known.
Did it get out of control?
Yeah, it has done. You know, where you know, like.
No, I mean when you were at home, did it get out of control?
When I was at home.
Did people know that we were using?
Oh no, I had it for 4 years.
So you were taking heroin, you got kids,
yeah,
living with your babe, nice lifestyle.
I did it for a few years. I think it was my mum.
Would you say you were a functioning addict then?
Definitely.
Well, it must have been.
It takes 3 days. If you have like having that spliff after 3 days, that's it. The 4th day, that's it. You're fucking sweating, coughing, sneezing, yawning, riding the bike at the night because your legs are kicking out, you know, muscle spasms, and oh, it's horrible rattle. Really horrible. I wouldn't wish it on anybody, and I feel for people that, you know, when you see them and they're rattling and they've got no money, and I think, oh God, I wish I could help you, but I can't. You know, if I'm in that position to help somebody, I would. You know, like giving them money outside Tesco's and stuff, and throwing my £5 here and stuff like that. But you know what they're going to go and get, you know, with it. And that's the sad thing.
My mate said that other day.
It puts you in a catch-22 because you feel like that you're helping them kill themselves. But, you know.
Well, my mate said that other day. He says, you know, when you're giving money to these people and that, they're just going to spend it. I says, I know. I says, but at the end of the day, there's quite a lot of lads around Manchester. I knew you'd see them, you know, McDonald's and that. And you'd seen them in prison pretty healthy, and you looked
Yeah.
at him on the streets.
Yeah, horrible. So anyway, I started working in saunas again then, because I'd already worked in a sauna.
Yep.
Like I said, I was sofa surfing. I knew. I got involved with some guy called Brian Frost, but this is after I'd been in hospital. Oh, let me go to that part first. I ended up in hospital. Yeah, this is what the first time when I stopped using. This is why I had double pneumonia and endocarditis for 4 weeks. Yeah, the double pneumonia I had for 4 weeks. I was walking around on crutches because every time I took a step or moved, your lungs, oh my God, it hurts, so painful.
How did you get pneumonia? Was it because you'd been on heroin and drugs?
Yeah,
or...
it was the, and it was the cocktail in it, you know, the mixing the stone with the heroin. And because that's what caused the endocarditis. 2 of my heart valves are leaking, the aortic and the tricuspid, I think it's called, tricuspid valve. Anyway, that's supposed to have been like from when I was born. They said the drugs don't cause that.
Yep.
But because it never caused me any trouble from birth, that's why no one knew about it. But because of that, I was open to infection then, you see. And with this endocarditis, it's bacteria and it lodges in your joints and stuff. And it just lodged, it took place on my heart valves. And I ended up with clots on my heart valves and everything. So, and I should have been dead after 2 weeks, they said to me. So at that point, yeah, I knew that, you know, God kept me alive, Spirit kept me alive for a reason, yeah. Because 2 weeks, to survive 2 weeks after when you should have been dead after 2, it's like, what? You know, where did I get that willpower from? But I did. It was the willpower, it was the strength, it was the determination, you know. But I still didn't go to the bloody hospital. I ended up getting took to the hospital because I couldn't even stand up. I was crawling on my hands and knees to the bathroom. So get to the hospital. I was in there for 4 months. Yeah. They wanted to put me in a coma, and I said no. I said, I'm sane of mind, so don't bother asking me mum. I could only get 2 words out at a time. I had to have a mask on.
Yep.
Yeah, it was painful. But, you know, I done it. I got through it. And I come out of hospital and I'd stopped using, obviously. I wasn't even on methadone. So, yeah, I'd done really good, really well. And it only takes that one person, you see. I got with this guy, Brian Frost. He'd just done 11 years back to back. So he was clean. He'd only just got out. I think he got out in November. Anyway, he was clean. He was just smoking. Well, when I say clean, he was just smoking the stone. Yeah. So I was with him. It was a good relationship. It was all right relationship. You know, it was all right. A bit jealous at times, but he ended up smoking the heroin, didn't he? Back on it, but I didn't. So I had the strength to, like, you know, I used to have to get up every morning 6 o'clock, go and get him a bag of gear so that he could go to work. I used to work at Manchester Drummer Boys, so that's what I had to do every fucking morning, just so we could get to work. And I used to think to myself, fucking hell, how the hell did I get myself in a state that I got myself in? You know, when you look at other people and you think, fucking hell. But you still don't learn your lesson. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
You still can end up dabbling along the way. And it's about having that control. If you're going to, you know, dabble, don't. Don't. Because that's all it takes, really, is that one to get back down that fucking road again. You have to do... What was that? Yeah, I thought it was a bird. You have to dismiss yourself from... You have to remove yourself from all them energies.
Never goes though, does it?
Eh? What?
We were out one night. A good friend, his brother was out with us. I'd met him a few times. He was a nice lad. He'd been an heroin addict in his teens. Yeah. He was about 26. Yeah. He was married to a university lecturer. Yeah. He was in university lecturing. They had twin boys. He had a good lifestyle. We're out one night for a drink. Anyway, they ended up having a row and nearly come to blows, so we split them up. And his brother took off, and I'm like, what's all that about? He says, he's off to school. I said, what do you mean? He says, I don't know. So 10 years clean, 3 months later, his missus found him in the bathroom, needle stuck out of his arm, dead.
Hell, shit.
So it never goes, does it?
No. It depends on the person. Like, with me, it can come into my head, and then that's it. It's just like, you know, anything coming into my head, and dismiss it. It doesn't play on my mind.
Do circumstances not play a part, though?
No, not anymore. No, my life's changed. I've changed as a person.
But do you think if people are in a good place ending up in a bad place, do you think that thought or likelihood of using it is...
If people end up in a bad... They're in a good place, then they end up in a bad place.
If you've been addicted, you're clean... Like that lad I'm on about, my mate's brother. Yeah, he was in a really good place, but he just decided that night. Yeah,
one setback. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It pops into that's the power it's got over the mind. Yeah, because it's like a voice that just doesn't stop in your head. And I learned how to control all that. You know, just to dismiss it. You know, like meditate a lot, and it basically. It's through spirituality with me. That's what saved my butt, really. Finding myself, changing myself, changing my way of thinking. Basically going back to the person I used to be, but a better version. You know, because of some, like, for instance, like that car accident. Yeah, that used to play on my mind all the time. Until I don't know if it is.
Let's not go into it in detail, right. Because obviously it was a bad time. But basically, you're with someone in a car. You weren't driving.
No.
Somebody got killed in there.
Yeah, he was doing 100 miles an hour down bloody Watch Road, and said, "Yeah, you know, slow down." See loads of people. It was like it's 25 to 12 at night. Everyone's coming out of the pubs. There's like 2-3 pubs on opposite sides to each other and takeaways. And I thought, oh no, this is going to end badly, and it fucking did. This lad come out, his mate stood in the corner and like pointing, telling him to not come. He ran out in it, drunk and been on coke apparently, but that doesn't excuse anything anyways. The car's hit him. He's hit this side, flew 30 foot in the air and bounced off a parked car. And that, when I seen the pictures, oh my God, haunted me for life. I felt so guilty, like I was driving. That's how it made me feel. I done 7 months on remand because he wouldn't go guilty, you see. So he ended up getting 7 years. It was horrific. It was horrific. And he drove off and took a chase. So I'm in the middle of a fucking police chase then. You know, I'd not long got out of bloody hospital, me. Just about breathe. Anyway, the car ended up behind this billboard, so the police couldn't see it because the grass literally covered the car. Give him a chance to get across the road and jump over the fence. It was like a 15-foot drop. And I didn't, I just fucking stayed there. I ran over the road, but he left me basically. And I stayed there and he just took me, didn't I? So, but because I wouldn't give a name, like, I couldn't, because you know what it's like. You know, everyone calling you the grass, this, that and the other. I thought, no, you know, you'll get him, so, you know.
So you went to prison on remand till they got him, went through a trial.
Well, I was in custody in the police station for fucking a week, 7 days and 7 nights. I was there, 6 days, 7 nights, whatever it is. Yeah, I was in that police station. He spent 2. They got him on the Friday, you see, and then that was it. Court on the Monday, and that was when I got remanded. I'd done 7 months until his trial, and then when he got found guilty, they let me go. Time served, they said so.
So how did your life continue after that?
Oh God, my life.
When you come out, how old were you then?
Just downhill, 28, yeah, 28, 29.
So did you carry on with the drugs?
After that, in the 7 months that I was in prison, I was dead healthy. No, I didn't touch drugs when I was in the prison. Offered it loads of times. I was offered it, but
Yeah.
no, it wasn't. No, I was happy. You know, I was back to being myself. It was the coming out. When I come out of fucking jail and you end up back, you got, you know, I didn't have nowhere to go. I had to go and stay at someone's house and the use. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I couldn't go back to my mum because we'd on bad terms. I'd not seen her for a while and I felt guilty and horrible about everything. You know, the way I'd turned out and stuff. Because nothing to blame how my story happened, how my life went down. That was all my choices. You know, the abuse and that, yeah, it could have played a part in it because, you know, start mainly wanting to block it out. And then the accident happened, wasn't it? So that drove me back to smoking again. And that haunted me, that did. Yeah. It was the third time, I've been to jail 3 times, but the second time it was only 2 weeks. The third time, 18 months.
Let's talk about that then. How did you come to get 18 months?
Selling drugs. I was selling for some guy.
Were you selling to feed your habit?
Yeah, so I didn't have to go out there and work.
So are you not a lady of the night now?
Oh yeah, but only serving people.
Okay.
With the shit. That was it, yeah. Fucking, they raided the flat that I was in. And I was just about to like change over, you know, swap with somebody else. They wasn't there, it was just me.
Are people turning up at these places all the time?
Yeah. Yeah, but I used to get the call off the guy who was selling for, and then I'd go out and meet them. Never used to have anyone come to the flat, but you see, police are watching everyone.
Yeah, of course
especially
they are.
up there in Hardwick, that's where it was.
So, 18 months.
Yeah, 18 months on remand. Not on remand, what am I on about? 18 months I done, yeah. I done.
Did you serve 18?
Yeah.
So did you get 3 or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah, but I done 18 months. So
You've gone a bit trippy now, haven't you?
Eh?
It does. You're talking about a lot of things.
I know, I'm trying to get it in order. We're gonna
have a little break and we're going to talk about your last prison sentence.
Right. Oh God.
Take a breath. Back soon. I'll see
Oh.
I'll do.
I'll do.
Live again. So prison. How was prison? You're 18 months for drug dealing.
Do you know what? It was great. To be truthful, it was the best times of my life when I was in jail.
I'm going to do a question. I'm going to ask you some questions about female prisons, lasses in prison, because I know nothing. So we won't go into too much detail, but it wasn't a bad period, did it? Did you do a lot of sort of thinking? I would imagine prison.
Well, I've done computer courses. I got my head into stuff that I should have got my head into years and years and years ago.
Okay, yeah, so a bit of purposeful activity, which I'm a big believer of.
Yeah, creating, I love to create. I worked on the machines, sewing machines, and the overlockers, and then I've got the flower arranging job where I had the whole warehouse to myself. It was great, loved it. That was in the semi-open jail, that though. It used to be a RAF.
What was it called?
Morton Hall.
Morton Hall.
Yeah. Oh, it's brilliant.
Good.
Yeah, I loved it in there. Your corridor, because you had your toilet separate, you see, so your door was always open, but you got just the door at the end near the bubble that was locked at the night. But you had 3 of the corridor. You weren't supposed to go in each other's rooms, but you just used to fucking go in the toilets and have a chat.
You didn't use drugs in jail, did you?
No, I didn't. No.
Were they plenty there if you wanted them though?
Oh yeah. But I was happy being me, you know, being the person that I was before. But now, I'm becoming a better person of the person that I was before. A better version of the person that I was before. Through one thing.
So the 18 months in prison were good?
Yeah, it was brilliant.
Then you had to do 18 months on licence in a bail hostel?
Yeah.
Did you do a full 18 months in a bail hostel?
Yeah.
That is a long time.
I know.
Is that because, why is that? I don't understand.
I know I couldn't.
You know, let me explain, guys. So when people go to bail hostels, believe it or not, people who've got somewhere to go when they leave prison, like family members, loved ones, they get put in bail hostels to get monitored.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let people go to a loved one. More chance of staying out of trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
But you being in one for 18 months is a long time.
Yeah, you're not allowed to leave there.
Did you keep clean while you were in there?
Oh, yeah. It was in Stockport. And luckily, do you know what? It was a blessing in disguise, really, because I could have come out and ended up back on the ship properly, you know, where I've got a bad habit and stuff like that. But I chose not to, and I see that was put in place for me, and in the right place, because I didn't know anybody in Stockport, and I wasn't travelling up here every single day, so I just stayed put and just done what I'd done in Stockport. And then they moved me after 18 months into Woodward Court, and then said, oh, you fucking sending me hundreds, I've took fucking hundreds paces forward and you're sending me back by 2.
Why was it a backward step?
Oh God, because it was right smack in the middle of the hall in Woodward Court. It's homeless flats, and you get a lot of drug addicts in there, so obviously I've landed in there, and you start bloody seeing people that you haven't seen for ages that are still in that, you know, still
in that sad world, as it were.
And that's where I met my partner then, and me and him was together 10 years. We're on a break at the minute because we had a bit of a argument, but
so that meeting him there has taken you through 10 years to now.
Yeah. So I would have been 30, I would have been 31 then. When? Come out of jail, wouldn't I? Yeah, when I went into the...
I don't know, your maths is shite.
Right. Oh no, yeah, about 32, 33, 34.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got the... Yeah.
So what were them 10 years like?
Of being...
When you met your partner, I don't mean relationship wise. I mean what? Well,
it was normal. I loved it because I always thought nobody, you know, who's gonna want me, kind of thing. You know, I'm an ex-addict, this, that, and the other. You know, no one's gonna want a fucking no one of normal. Normal caliber. But yeah, he did, and he's a lot younger than me, you know, but yeah, he chased me. I was having none of it at first, but then I thought, oh, give it a go.
Is that a lack of confidence or
everything? Yeah, I was still incomplete, if you know what I mean. Have you ever gone through life and like now do you feel like there's something missing that should be there? I'm finding
that I'm doing things now that I would have loved to have done time ago, but
do you know that feeling of wholeness? That feeling of wholeness, that
I do now.
That's
you know,
that's what I need.
I've been very settled. I've been very settled for a long time.
Yeah.
However, you know, the prison service interdiction. But now I look now, it was a dark time for my family.
Yeah.
And you know, you're working yourself to death. So people won't think if you've got a job and you've settled in a relationship and got kids and things like that. But yeah. There was no satisfaction out of it. It was a period of my life, you know. Yeah, things are coming about from that now, which I'm glad.
Yeah.
But
like you said, what you're doing now do you feel like you're kind of complete, like, because you're doing something that you love, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
I think it is important that you should, people should do, you know, find a job that they're gonna love.
I think you can aim for that. I've talked about this a lot. You know, I've done engineering 23 years of some dangerous jobs, boring jobs, but a lot of life is boring, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, I did engineering jobs to get a mortgage or a deposit or something.
Yeah.
They weren't satisfying.
Working
However,
hard.
People you work with and people you're around have a lot to do with things in your life.
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
influences.
Yeah, well, of course they could. Well, yeah, things do influence you. You know, good people. I've always had a lot of, I suppose in engineering, it was a good period of time because I played rugby, I made a lot of good friends, had a good social life, met a lot of lovely people, so a lot of positivity.
Yeah, yeah.
So you can put up with a boring, shit, dangerous job.
Yeah.
Yourself, I have not had any of that trauma, whatever people want to call it, or whatever.
Fucking bad luck.
Well, you said bad luck, you know. It's
That cloud is moved now, though, Sam.
well, of course. That is a super positive thing, and you know, your kids have come back into your life.
Yeah,
that's
meditation
massive.
has helped me a lot, as well. Just being in the moment, being present, thinking of nothing. You know.
Do you think now you could say now that you definitely, don't matter what blips you have in life now, you won't go back to drugs?
No.
So you've had no help with that? That's just stages of your life?
Yeah. Because, like, everything, like I said to you, you know, everything in your life is divinely guided. So, you know, not maybe everyone's, but do you know what I mean? Like, everything's put in place for a reason. Like, I had to go through everything that I've been through to get to this point now where I'm at in my life and in my head. A menopausal maniac.
You could have probably.
Oh gosh.
You know.
That's what I was getting though, Sam. I was screaming at the top of my voice and everything. It was this is with my partner. Like, it got a bit toxic, like, in the end, that's why we're on a break and stuff. But I had a miscarriage about 4 years ago, it was, and it was that as well. I think that just boom.
Was that planned, or was it just?
No, it just happened. It was one of them. If it happened, it happened. You know, yeah. I wanted to obviously have that chance to actually fully raise one of my children from birth right up.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Because that was a painful stage in my life, that.
Yep.
Having to watch my little uns walk away to the dad. Fucking hell. Yeah. Now they're 6 foot odders.
Yeah, but they're back in your life now, aren't they?
Yeah.
So, yeah, you can, you know, think back and think, but they're back.
Yeah.
You know, so on that front, that's a massive thing. Your mum's there.
Yeah.
Bless her.
She is.
On a relationship front, how difficult for you was it sort of trying to settle in a relationship with everything that's happened in the past?
Say that again, sorry, Sam.
How difficult was it for you
to
sort of settle in a relationship after everything that's happened in the past?
Difficult-ish, because I'm one of them. I've always been freelance. I've never had anyone, you know, like, never had to, like, answer to anybody and stuff. So, and it was a normal relationship. I'd never had a drug relationship with anyone because I've seen it for myself, you know, couples when they're together and
there's no point in that. So was this lad not drugs?
No. He used to have sniff and stuff, don't get me wrong. Yeah, he was 22 at the time. You know, 22. Oh God, sounds bad, that, doesn't it? I was 16 years older.
Of course it doesn't.
I am.
Age relationship, age gap relationships for me, be with someone your own age and it can be toxic, horrible, nasty. Yeah. So
and when we have a break, you know, but this time it's going to be for a bit longer because, you know, pair of us, I'm finding I'm on a journey, a spiritual journey, me, and it's hard if you've got an energy that is like of a low, you know, really, you know,
we might lose people a bit here.
I know. Well, anyway.
No. I don't mean that at all. I know exactly what you're talking about. You know that.
Like if someone's depressed, it's gonna weigh. I feel it. I literally feel other people's energy.
Well, what works for anybody? I've always been a believer in. You know, I'm not stuff. You know, some therapies that are out there are quite wild, crazy. However, for me, if something's working for somebody, you know, go with it or whatever. You know, I wouldn't knock anything.
My ambition now is to ascend. That's what I want. I want ascension, and then that's it. You complete. Well,
what's that mean?
Feeling of well-being, making contact. So I want a telepathic. Yeah, making contact, ascension. Making contact with spirit.
How
Have
are
you
you?
not seen these channelers? People that channel.
Yeah, of course I have.
Yeah.
Listen, everybody, to bring it back down to grassroots for people who might be thinking, oh, turned into a hippie or
Because I'm
something.
a bit of a psychic anyway, so I'm going to be drawn to that.
Right.
That'll be me complete then.
The thing is, everybody, absolutely everybody, will have met someone, not spoke to him, who instantly they disliked.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to know someone. I met a few people in the prison service, not a lot.
It's instinct.
On the other hand, I'm now meeting people, you know, a rock up in car, they jump in, you just get on.
Yeah.
It's dead easy to talk, dead easy to chat.
Yeah. I find it easy to chat.
The mistake when I first rocked up to your gaff is very, very complicated and dark past.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, I now know. I will cite this relationship now as, you know, I learnt a lot because it's a massive thing. We just said your kids probably see this. Everyone will see the chat you've had.
Yeah, oh God.
Yeah, but that
that's
is the
me
other side of it.
releasing everything.
Yeah, of course it is. Well, the thing is, you know, somebody's.
myself.
So what's your like? Just pop over here and go and have a look if you want to know who I am. I feel like
I'm going to start a YouTube channel up anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to be a spiritual teacher, me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and from my own experiences, like what you get through meditation and stuff like that. And just in general.
I won't bubble them, but I know a lot of people who've been in dark places, sort of lads that used to lock up and that, who do a bit of meditation and stuff like that on quiet. I don't think they'd advertise it.
I know. But I don't understand why people have a problem with it. A lot of people have a problem with it when you mention it because you think religious straight away. It's not, and it's not a cult either. You know, like it is what it is.
If it helps, well, people don't like words like healing and that, do they? But if it helps you heal or whatever,
yeah. Who doesn't want to heal, Sam?
Well, yeah, of course.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And are you happy in the misery? That's what do you know what I mean? Are you happy being depressed? And that's what I had to get myself out of. You know, I had to bring it up there a bit. So,
well,
if you know what I mean, working on my chakras.
Yeah, you've not made no excuses or anything like that. I'm sure a lot of people are struggling now, coming out of lockdown. Normal things get people down.
Yeah.
Struggling to live and pay the bills get people down.
Yeah.
You add other stuff in and it weighs heavy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But
the breathing exercises as well, because a lot to do with your breathing. Don't get it right down there. And
my friend went the other day to see a chiropractor.
Yeah.
A good friend. Had a problem, never been to anyone like that. Problem got sorted. But when he went in, the lad says to him, do you have panic attacks and anxiety? Yeah. So I touched a few places. Does this hurt? Does that hurt? Try breathing. Just do some breathing. No, not like that. Listen to me. Spent 10 minutes. So he's going to have his back done. 10 minutes. Breathing. He now does that. And in space of weeks, because he was having regular panic attacks, he's got to a bad place.
Yeah.
He's controlling it. And that's just, you know.
Doing what he's doing.
Yeah, of course it is, because there's things out there, isn't there?
See, people expect instant results. It doesn't work like that, you know. You have to work on yourself to get these results.
Have you had any diagnoses?
Bipolar,
manic
So
depressive. How long have you had that?
Oh God, since I was last in jail, I think it was. Yeah, last time in jail.
Is that when you got diagnosed?
Yeah.
Are you on meds for that?
Yeah. Typing.
Antipsychotic?
I only take a little bit. I refuse to believe that I've got bipolar. I just, I think it was like all the craziness. Like I'd go from 0 to 100 like that. The anger, it just went rage up, and we was both as bad as each other, really. I suppose, you know. I'd give it. Fucking, I threw fucking all them crystal things, massive it was, fucking at him, missed his head by that much, Sam. I could have killed him. Right, and that's when I took a step back. Says, "Whoa, no, don't want a big hole in the wall where you were sat." I thought, "Oh no, this can't be happening. I'm going to end up in fucking jail again for manslaughter or murder." So that's when I started to turn to the spiritual side of myself, the psychic side that I've already got. I want to enhance. You know, I'm practicing and learning the tarot cards and stuff like that. Yeah, getting the feel of them and the energies surrounding them.
Is there anything else you'd like to discuss?
No, apart from it was a good chat. It was good to actually. It was good to actually relay my whole life.
I'll be interested to see how you feel over the next month.
Yeah.
Because obviously a bit of angst at first.
Yeah. I thought I was shaky, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Meditate every day for an hour now.
Yeah, but then see how you sort of feel up next month. I would like to come back when I've got a bit of time and ask some questions about a lass's prison, because I know nothing.
Right.
I have a genuine interest.
Yeah.
I know it was like sort of a semi-open prison. It don't matter.
I was in Style first.
Right, there you go.
They moved me from there to semi-open.
But I'm going to do it like a question and answer. Questions.
Yeah.
So I don't forget.
Yeah.
I'll write down a shitload of questions
good.
about female lass's prison.
Yeah. I'm going to get my channel up and running soon.
Do that.
My flipping, like I'll always say it, that parents, you need to ask your kids every day if you have to. Make sure that no one's touching them and they must tell you. You've got to feel confident in you've got to be the friend as well, you know. So make it a bit easier for them to actually spill anything. Because kids are resilient to anything, they can hide anything and you won't know. Yeah, I was one of them, resilient to it all. So I carried on as normal, and that is why my mum didn't know.
It's very true what you're saying.
Yeah.
It almost looks like there's some sort of rainbow shit going on.
Hey, see, I told you, spirits in the house.
No, I think you are right.
He's right over my head.
Parents and, you know, school. There's a lot of time wasted on school on lessons that'll be no good.
Exactly.
I would
get all your knowledge from Ascension, all these downloads.
Listen,
you smarter.
I'm sure
healthier.
Once every couple of months or every 3 months, having somebody in school, get all kids in assembly, different age groups, appropriate age groups, and someone talking to them rather than sat in a frigging classroom.
Exactly.
You know, sit up and listen, ask questions.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. So help kids that have, you know, going through it, and you know, make it easier for them to talk. Yeah. Because I'm good at that.
Definitely.
With kids. Yeah.
Someone
said to me once, I was on the phone, said, she said, "Are you a drug worker?" I said, "No." She said, "Oh, you sound like one." So actually, I did want to do that.
Probably make a good. Yeah, I think people who've been involved in it would make good.
Yeah, well, it's first-hand knowledge, isn't it?
I'll say something controversial. Some lads I used to lock up and make cracking prison officers. Yeah. It'll never happen, but they would have.
Yeah. All the prison officers at Style were alright, you know. Hughesy and that. Do you know all the nicknames? Yeah, they were alright.
Save it all for my
girls,
questions.
It was like a fucking holiday camp. It was brilliant.
Save it all. People don't want to know it's an holiday camp though. You cause me grief. Untold questions now. It's gone now, that misty thing.
Oh yeah.
So you're happy?
Did you see? That was spirit, that. I'm telling you. Right over my head.
Are you happy now?
Yeah.
Right, we're going to sack
gosh, I can't believe that rainbow. That's going to be on there, isn't it? Is it?
I don't know what it was. I don't know whether it was sun.
It was coming from here, wasn't it?
Sun off the sunroof or whatever on the screen. We'll see. Anyway,
just going over. Yeah.
I won't be editing anything. It'll just be going straight on. So.
Oh my God! You can see me fucking white hair. God damn hair.
We're still recording, you know.
Oh, are we?
Did you know?
Oh, fucking hell! Sorry, guys.
Right.
Go on, I'll use a post it.
I'll say the final words.
I'll say it. And thank you, Sam. This has been elevating. Yeah?
Thank you. And we'll see how she gets on it next month.
Yeah. You've been like my therapist, you.
Yeah, but you're talking, that's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
you have to be comfortable with someone.
Yeah, of course you
and
do. Can't believe I just done that then.
yeah, that's definitely staying in. We'll give it a month, guys, and I'll come back and ask Lisa some questions about prison, and then we'll just see how you're getting on after your experience.
Okay,
There's no doubt your family are going to watch it, so we'll have some feedback on that front, won't we?
Yeah.
All right, thanks, guys. Lisa,
thank you.
much appreciated, love, honestly.
Thank you, Sam.
See you later,
no,
guys.
it's a pleasure knowing you.